Hey, Paul, how difficult is it for a two-channel system to reproduce a drum set to all of its glory and sound pressure level? Do we need kilowatts of power? Most systems fall short after you've stood near a real drum set being played. I would think replicating a drum set would be a good test to see if you have a good dynamic system. I don't know, and I don't know that I would blame entirely the speakers. You've got the recording itself. I mean, when we're upstairs in Octave Studios and we record the drums, each drum whack, whether it's the snare or the toms or whatever, are all dependent on that microphone. And Callum and myself, mostly Callum, has his favorite microphones that he hooks up, and they sound amazing, but they don't sound like what you're just when you're standing there. I mean, that transient impact, amazing. You stand in front of a drum, I don't know. The combination of what we have to do, which is the recording, I'd say primarily the recording is where it really falls down to begin with. And then reproducing it, well, something like an Aspen has probably the best chance, because any product that has a planar tweeter or an AMT, if you're familiar with an air motion transformer, it's basically a planar that's squeezing like an accordion, an electrostat. Any of those have a pretty good chance of giving you that transient response that is so critical to make drums sound real. The problem with an electrostat, of course, it has no dynamic range to speak of. So while it's fast, you don't get the snap of that. I mean, I don't know how many of you have actually stood in front of a drum set, but every time we make a recording and I walk in and I stand, I am stunned with how loud, how quick, how impactful those drums are. So I think we're still quite a ways away from the entire system being able to reproduce a drum kit like it's real, like you're actually standing right there. So we've made progress. We've done well. I don't think we're there. Okay, thanks.